students that are involved in this course would want to cheat deliberately. This is about people becoming over-reliant on one source, and everything in this process points to not doing that. But the problem will be, if it's spotted and you get into that situation, there will be marks deducted for that. So when you're reading back through, check that you're not reliant on one source. That can include the course readers. Make sure that you've used a number of different sources. Make sure that you've used different authors, different thoughts, different voices. Also make sure that you have found your own voice. And we've talked about this and we've written about this up and down in this course, but your own style is important. That's not a colloquial style, that's not the style in which you speak, but your own writing style is important. On the use of quotes, use quotes to illustrate things you have said in your own words. So you make the point and then you use a quote. I realise that's not how it's done in the course readers, but I would suggest that that's how you do it now. And also look to vary your choice of words. We all have our favourite words, we all have our little habits, but try to use a variety of words. Widen your normal vocabulary to try and make it more interesting and varied. It makes a big difference, and that's part of the polishing process for something as important as this. Okay, there is in the assessment guidance explicit guidance as to how this paper is to be presented. Do that. It's very simple. I know some of you are in the habit of putting title pages in, illustrations, some very nice little bits and bobs like that. It's not necessary. In this, the assessment guidance tells you what they want. Just do that. Also, there will be zero patience with poor grammar and spelling. This is an examined component. You have been given time to prepare it. So if the examiner spots poor grammar, spelling mistakes, that kind of thing, they will be distracted from it and potentially annoyed by it. So, it'd have to get to quite a poor level for you to have marks removed, but at the same time, that's not what you want the examiner to be looking at. You don't want the examiner to be thinking, oh, this person hasn't been bothered to actually just turn on their spell checker or their grammar checker. You want somebody to be looking at your argument. So do that, make sure that it's nicely polished, give yourself time to do that. And then the final thing in this question of presentation I need to suggest to you is that don't leave it to the last minute. You will need to make copies of this assignment. You will need to polish it. You will need to get it submitted in good time by post or delivering it to the regional office, whatever route you are going to do it. Don't leave yourself a hostage to fortune of your printer breaking, the photocopier shop being shut down, your car not working the moment that you decide that you want to take it yourself. Give yourself wriggle room, because this is important. The final bit of this whole process is manage yourself and manage your time. There's something that happens during exams, the pressure, the strain, the way in which many things can mount up. For some of you, this is the end of your degree. You've worked very hard to get here, and you may feel the pressure of that. I certainly remember as a student feeling the pressure of my final exams. So, be kind to yourself during this period. Try and keep life pretty calm if you can. And, take this as an examination period in which you want to focus on this as much as you are able. So what I would suggest is that you plan your time as if you were revising for an exam, with almost like a timetable. Well, an explicit timetable. Timetable in what time you have, what goals you wish to have reached by that point, and try and make sure that you have a completed draft some period of time before the final date. Now that will vary between what other demands you have on your time, what other demands you have in your life. But, make sure that there are milestones and make sure that you have scheduled time for meeting them. Equally important with this is schedule time off. Time in which you are not doing the OU, time in which you can think, I've reached my milestones, this process is under control. I'm not just feeling anxious about this, doing something else, feeling guilty that I'm not writing my assignment. Schedule time where you know you've met your goals and you can relax and have some time off. So when you return to your work, you're in a much better place to do that. Okay. If anything goes wrong, and God forbid something dramatic or terrible goes wrong, but if something goes on that may affect your ability to hand in this work, your ability to study consistently at it, get in touch with me. Okay, or if I'm not available, the regional office, because obviously in this exam conditions, this is a set timetable. So, in the worst circumstances, we may have to think about you redoing this in the autumn, but we certainly might be able to make the examiners aware of your situation if it's pertinent to that. So please, don't sit at home worrying about it or having a panic and doing anything that's going to compromise your chances. If you have those worries, get in touch with me. I do remain your tutor. Okay, I know this sounds paradoxical, but try and enjoy this. You started this journey to come and study at this level, to reach this point in the university. Enjoy this time, enjoy the challenge, enjoy pitting all of your skills, your energies against this. See this as something in which you can do well, because you can do well. And people have done well. We have rehearsed these skills. You know that you can do it. You know what you can do to improve your work. And so work persistently and consistently at it. And, enjoy this process, because I think you'll be doing very well.